I started watching this show on Netflix, a documentary on Netflix that talks about blue zones. So there are certain, I don't know if any of you have seen it, but there are certain blue zones in the country. I watched the first episode, which was set in Okinawa, Japan. And they said this is a blue zone is somewhere where there are a lot of people who live above the age of 100. So, and they live, and he kind of examines the reason. And one of the things that he talks about is IKIGAI. It's a Japanese word that means purpose in life. So, what is it that allows you to get up every morning and feel like you want to get out of bed and do things? What is your IKIGAI? So there are sometimes it can work in a positive, it can work in a negative way. When you have someone whom you follow, who motivates you, it can be that, wow, I want to be just like this person. Or, oh my God, I don't want to be anything like this person. So, motivation can work in both ways, right? You can set your standards based on what someone else is achieving, or you can set your standards about things, behaviors that you don't want to go near. You don't want any of that, right? So it works in both ways. Sometimes I wonder, people have these fan followings, right? They have this fan following, and there is an actor in the north of India called Shah Rukh Khan. He's a very famous actor. Famous, I mean, you can't even compare literally, he gets up in the morning, outside his veranda, there are 20,000 people waiting to greet him. Okay, not 20,000. And he gets up and he waves at them in a particular way. And that's it, they're set for the day. Shah Rukh Khan waved at me. I don't need anything else in life. I'm fine, right? It's enough for them. When I was in Art of Living, I would see Shri was a frail, small man. He had to have a human shield on either side because people wanted a part of his body, literally touching, clawing, reaching. As if by touching someone, you can get a piece of their enlightenment. This fan following, crazy fan following, is good in a way, and you wonder what people's motivation is, when they're following somebody else. It's good to observe everyone else and their journey, but you have to understand that your IKIGAI, your journey, is yours only. There is nothing and nobody that can make you do things except an inner connection with Source. These people in Okinawa, they don't do anything spectacular. Okay? They've not got huge fan followings on Twitter and whatever other thing, social media. There is nothing. Nobody listens to them. Nobody talks to them. They get up in the morning and they go out into their gardens and they water their plants and they dig up a few things, go and talk to all their neighbors, walk down the street and walk back. And perhaps that's all they do.
Quite right.
But the fact that they can even do that and do that with their plants and talk to their friends and talk to their neighbors, that itself is wonderful. And you see grandmothers surrounded by great grandchildren. surrounded by community and family. People that, have a lot of love and care in their old age, they live well up to their last breath. People that are left alone in nursing homes, in hospitals with care by somebody who's not connected to them, doesn't love them, taking care of them for a job, will sit looking at the wall and age instantly. The motivation to go on is just not there. When my mother was at the end, right? She was suffering a lot with all her stuff, but she was not able to let go. She called me up and she said, "I can't live anymore. How shall I die?" So I told her, Mama, I give you permission to leave. I give you full permission to leave. And she went by the end of the week.
How old is she?
83. She was 83. Mm-hmm. The motivation to live and to carry on is what gives us the zest of life. To get up and go for a walk, something as simple as that. And at each stage in our life, what gives us joy, what motivates us is going to be different. If you ask a baby, it's an attractive toy, it's something to play with, something to do. If you ask a young man, it's a beautiful girl or a beautiful boy, as the case may be, right? If you ask a middle-aged person, it's like, what can we get to eat? What's for lunch? What's for dinner? A good pizza, a good burger, a good whatever, right? And if you ask an old man or an old woman, it's a good bowel movement. Am I right? That's when they feel, today it's all cleared out, right? Our motivations change as we age or depending on what we do or don't do. Right?
My mother's still motivated at 96 and a quarter.
That is so wonderful. That is so to have an IKIGAI.
Spoke about leaving this earth.
Yeah, I mean, that's also something that's something beyond our control. We can say what we want, but we don't know how we came in. We don't know how exactly we're going to leave, but we know how we have to live. What is it that makes you wake up every morning and gets you excited about life? And why I love meditation, is that no matter what the previous day was like, the previous day could have been horrible. You could have had stomachache, you could have had a shoulder pain, you got leg pain, somebody would have been rude to you, someone has insulted you, anything. You wipe the slate clean. It just that breath work and that meditation, you never wake up feeling, oh my God, what a miserable day. Why am I alive? Never. And I'll tell you one thing, my nature is very pessimistic. My nature, you'd be surprised, right? Yeah, my nature is pessimistic. My nature is like nothing works for me. Nothing is going to be good for me. And if I do not do my meditation every day, it springs up. And if I am a doomsday sayer, it affects everybody in the household. My mood is really important. To get up, and Wednesday is meditation, come for meditation. Monday is meditation. Wednesday is to go to the gym, right? You have certain things that get you up and get you going.
Right.
Things that make you really happy. When I sit at my computer and I type out that Sunday newsletter, I'm at my happiest. I can take 5 days to write a chapter in a like a chapter book. when I'm writing a book. But when I write my newsletter, it comes out like a single stream of thought, just like that. It just comes out in one stream. And then like I take 15-20 minutes to do it. It doesn't take me long. It doesn't take me long. Why? Because that's my motivation. That's what makes me extremely happy. That's what gives me utmost joy, to just share the gift of peace with everyone. And the thing is, you have to be cognizant that you can't be motivated all the time. It's okay. You don't have to be at the top of your game. You don't have to get recognition. Most people don't. You get, one team of basketball players, right? I don't know, 14 players, how many ever are on a team. What about the others that tried for it? That all their life, all they wanted was to get on the team, but they couldn't make the cut. What happens to them? Are they losers? You see, we're so quick in this world to call someone a loser, to make fun of somebody because of the way they look, because of the where they belong to, because of the clothes they wear, because of their food habits. So quick to, and there are things that deflate your motivation, that make you feel like, oh my God, I can't do anything. I can't do anything. Life is hard. It's not easy. It's getting more and more complicated. It is different, if we lived on a little farm overlooking a cliff into the ocean, and all the time we had all this nature around us to give us that peace. Now we are artificially looking for it. We're exhausted from doing one thing after another. There is so much to be done.
Yeah.
So much to be done. And I tell you, today, for example, I've got a spasm. I'm in so much pain. I'm in so much pain. It's like I cannot even sit. I have taken so much medication. But 5 minutes before the meditation, I saw my grandchild. And just looking at him, it's enough to forget anything. I say, okay, it's fine. I'm going to do this anyway. And what has the grandchild got to do with my pain? My pain is still there. It's just that I don't feel it anymore. I don't feel it anymore. Sometimes, we need Shah Rukh Khan's wave, to get us through the day. I think of Shah Rukh Khan and I wonder, does he realize what an impact he has on people? And how he could use his platform to bring out the best and only the best in people, rather than bring out other kinds of qualities. Because we can do one or the other. Using our platform, you can do one or the other. I remember, I didn't realize that you're not supposed to comment on Instagram, like when you follow big, names. And I remember, I'm not going to mention who, but somebody I admire did a reel in which he used terrible language. And all I said was that I'm not such a great fan of this language. That's all I said, right? My God, I was trolled so badly. I was trolled so badly by people using such amazing profanity. And I'm saying that it's amazing how they're willing to stand up for the right to use bad language. Nasty words.
Yeah, that's part of the red.
That's what motivates them every day. The ability to use that language, or the need to use that language. You see, we can either, it's always in using Indian concept, it's the Rama in you. Ram is supposed to be all that stands for good, or it's the Ravana, it's the evil. We have both tendencies within us. We have both tendencies within us. What is going to be your motivation? No, we have several groups very motivated to their cause that can either be termed freedom fighters or terrorists.
Correct.
When Indian freedom fighters were fighting for independence, they were called terrorists by the British. But they were freedom fighters for Indians, right? There's always two sides to everything. What are you aligning with? What wakes you up in the morning? What makes you move? And according to the scriptures, when you think only of yourself, it is limited. If your actions, if your thoughts, if your day contributes to somebody else's betterment, it's good for the whole world. So if your motivation is something that can impact other people, that's the best thing. That's the best thing. And if you don't have that, something that gives you joy, something that gives you happiness, something that makes you complete and fulfilled, there's going to be a lot of upsurges of negativity. Hatred, envy, feeling disillusioned, feeling dissatisfied with your life, feeling like you've not done anything, that your life means nothing. People need motivation. People need it all the time. And every time I post something on Instagram, 5 people say, my God, this is what I needed to hear. And I feel good. I mean, today I made 5 people happy or motivated to do something. That's enough. If we all did something to motivate others, the whole world would be happy, right? The whole world would be happy. We're all so caught up in our little worlds. Just me, and myself. Sometimes in that little cycle, it's hard to push yourself out of your comfort zone and do something new and something different. And as we age, we tend to do less and less and less. Move less, go out less, and hopefully eat less. Right? We do less.
I do that.
We do less. So, as you age, it's important to find new activities to motivate yourself. Learn a new language. Learn a new dance form, Go to a Tai Chi class. Join chair yoga. Do something new and different for yourself. It always fires something in your brain and makes you feel good at the end of the day. So, what is your IKIGAI? Om Namah Shivaya. Hello. If you like that video, please do give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that red subscribe button, like and share so I can bring you more videos just like this. Don't forget, happiness is your birthright.